If you don't understand this, you will think that AI is coming to replace all humans everywhere forever, and that perhaps in some nightmare future scenario, AI will just get rid of us because we are useless. Fortunately, and I will prove this in this video, that is not the case. AI cannot replace humanity. And if anything, AI's presence will make us more human than we've ever been before. In this video today, I want to explain 3 different aspects of the dynamics going on between humanity and AI, and show you why these 3 aspects make it so that AI will never replace us and that you should never be afraid of AI ever again. I want to start by asking you a question. Do you remember the last time that you interacted with something, read something, or saw something that you thought was made by a human, but was actually created by AI? How did you feel when you realized that it was created by AI and not a human being? Were you happy? Or were you disturbed and maybe a little annoyed? Maybe you were impressed, but I guarantee you that you were not happy about that outcome. Also, did you ever read something or look at something and know that it was created by AI? And you knew because it was just a little bit off, just a little bit not right. Well, that actually has a scientific, well-studied term.
Do these images make you uncomfortable? If they do, this is a concept called Uncanny Valley, where people have a strange, uneasy feeling when they look at robots that are too lifelike, or anything that looks or acts human, but there's something off about them.
That super creepy feeling that you just had, that is AI's great weakness, and it is called the Uncanny Valley. Now, the valley part comes from this graph, which shows you that as something becomes more human-like but not quite human, we generate this very strong disgust response to it. There are a lot of hypotheses about why we have this disgust response, but one of the most compelling is the idea of mimicry, which happens in nature. One of the biggest and most well-known forms of mimicry is the cuckoo bird.
The cuckoo chick has just hatched, and now the reed warblers have lost everything.
Who will lay its eggs in the nest of another bird, and then the cuckoo chick will actually push the other bird's eggs out of the nest, and then the bird will raise the cuckoo chick as if it was its own. You can imagine that this is a catastrophe from a biological perspective for the other bird. And so understanding and recognizing mimicry when it occurs is a vital biological process. It is no different for human beings. And so when we encounter something that's trying to mimic being a human being, we feel this fear, disgust, repulsion, emotion. This discomfort is hardwired into our brains and appears to be universal. Because here's the thing, the more AI tries to be like human beings, the more we will feel repulsed. Because you can see in the graph, the closer that the entity like AI gets to being a human being, but not quite being a human being, the more we feel repulsed. We've all experienced this in our lives as companies are trying more and more to replace humans with AI. And there are some places where we can use AI, and I don't want to discount how AI is going to change the world. But when companies try to replace human beings where we expect and want human beings to be, we will feel betrayed and we will feel this sense of dystopia. Attempts to replace human beings with AI will be met with disgust and disdain. But because of the great hype and excitement around AI, companies are going to continue to try and they're going to continue to push AI. I believe that's going to create 2 different realms of companies. The companies that are trying to use AI to replace human beings wherever they can, and the companies that understand the limitations of AI and do not attempt to replace human beings and keep humans as an integral part of their customer service. I believe in the short run, sometimes these companies that use AI to replace humans will win because people will be tempted by the lower price that they offer. But in the long run, will we choose cheapness and convenience over a true connection with other human beings and a true feeling of satisfaction and positive experiences when we interact with the world? I believe the answer is no. In the future, once companies start to understand this and the ones that are using AI the wrong way get weeded out, eventually we will see that AI will be used for very specific tasks in which human beings were doing repetitive work that human beings no longer want to do. This worldwide push to replace humans with AI in places where they shouldn't be replaced or where their customers would like to see a human being is creating this second dynamic that I want to explain, which is the authenticity boom. I believe we are already seeing the beginnings of the authenticity boom. As AI-generated content is pushed out onto the internet, people are more and more interested in authentic human beings really sharing their experiences. As more and more people are seeking an easy out and the quick dollar, get-rich-quick schemes through AI, people are becoming more and more fed up, and eventually the pendulum will swing back towards authentic content created by human beings. You see, there is a long list of things that AI cannot do and will never be able to do. AI cannot create true connection. It cannot be creative. It cannot generate insight. It cannot have a true relationship. And it cannot have responsibility. These things are all impossible for AI. These things are all impossible for AI because of the very nature of how AI creates what it creates. Because it doesn't create anything new. Everything that AI generates is an amalgamation of data that's been fed into the language learning model, for example, and then spits out a combination of language that it has been trained to see is supposed to be the response to the prompt. This is why AI will never create a new idea. AI can never write a new book of poetry. It can never create a new Dowdy chain. It can never look at a list of ideas and analyze data and come up with an insight that isn't based on previous ideas. AI cannot give you empathy or create a connection with you because it has never experienced life. AI has no accountability or integrity. AI has no moral agency and thus has no responsibility. AI cannot emotionally invest in you because it cannot actually take any risks. AI has nothing to risk. It cannot wear its emotions on its sleeve because it has no emotions. All of these shortcomings for AI combine to create the uncanny valley in our interactions with it. And so when, as Hormozi or Harari believe that AI will try to create intimacy with us, we will actually feel a deep feeling of repulsion and disgust. Thus, the more companies try to push AI in all of these roles, the more the customer base will feel this feeling of repulsion. And as Princess Leia said, the more they try, the more they will escape their grip.
The more you tighten your grip, Tarkin, the more star systems will slip through your fingers.
And so all of this brings me to the third and final thing that really explains and ties it all together. AI does not have the divine spark. AI does not have spirit or soul. And as a result, AI will always be a tool of spirit and of those of us who have a soul. Perhaps you have envisioned a dystopian future caused by AI. Do you believe that AI can subvert the will of God? Can AI change the course of humanity and of our spiritual destiny? Only if we let it. So I do believe it's possible for your fears of AI to come true, but only through holding on to and succumbing to that fear. You see, AI is making us become more human. It's making us stop doing the repetitive tasks that we've done to get by in our lives, to contribute to the economy, and to avoid being the creative selves that we're supposed to be. AI is going to force you to get out of your comfort zone and to do all those things that only human beings can do. And so in many ways, AI is a great blessing, forcing us into the great unknown. But if you stay stuck in your fears, AI will take your job and ruin your life. And so now we don't have any choice. We have to become the human beings that we were always meant to be. You need to step out of your comfort zone. And at wayofservice.com, you can get that help that you need to do that. Every day, we're helping people step out of their comfort zone, find their true spiritual purpose here on this planet. Also, if you hit the like and subscribe button, you can help this message spread. If you've been following the way of service, you understand that we believe that everything is about relationships. All of life is about building and improving our relationships, and AI cannot have a relationship. Remember, AI cannot breathe the fresh air, drink clear water, touch the earth, or feel the fire of the sun on their face. Watch this video about tapping into the elements in order to understand what I'm talking about. So don't fear AI. Live your purpose and your dream, and realize that AI is a tool to help you do just that.